Hello guys, welcome back to our channel, and if you are new, don't be a risk taker. Please support us by liking, sharing and smashing that red button, subscribe to our channel. So yeah, thank you so much for always watching our videos. We really appreciate that. So today I am going to talk about the things that you shouldn't miss as a person who is going to be doing research. Let me paraphrase this. If you are a person or if you are a student who sees yourself as a researcher in the future, please stay here. If you are not going to be a researcher, the truth is that you can stay here and you see if it's really important, and then you can share that video to a person who you think is going to be a researcher. Can be your sister, your brother, or a friend. So I welcome all of you. Please stay here and watch it. Please stay and watch it. So the thing is that I really, after my experience here as a student doing my master's in the UK, I have a feeling that I really I didn't miss, but I wasn't wise enough to do the things I think I would have done before joining my master's degree. So I'm here to tell you the things you shouldn't miss, or the things you should consider doing while you're still at your undergrad. The first thing, I noticed that it's really important for you to take classes where you can learn more than taking classes where you can easily get great grades. You get that? I'm sure you understand this. So by taking those classes, you'll understand more how the things are connected, from science to, what's the opposite of science? Natural science. So you will know more about the connection between social science and natural science. The thing is that you don't have to know, or you don't have to explore the link between those two, but I have a feeling that taking classes that are hard, how can I define hard classes? It's really hard. But taking classes where you can learn more is really, really important for you than taking classes that are really easy, where you can get good grades easily. If you are in some countries, let me say Japan, because I've been there, you'll find that you will know the content of the class in the first 2 classes you will take, because they give you a chance to take the classes, I think twice, and then you decide if you like the class or not. So during that time, try to really understand the syllabus of that class. If that class is going to be easy and you end up not learning so much, but it will be easier for you to get a grade, consider taking a class in which you will learn much more, however hard it will be. That's what I've understood. The next thing is that if you are going to be a future researcher, oh my, I don't know how to emphasize this, but try as much as you can to understand the basic techniques that are used in science. Let me say science experiments. Just have an understanding of how an experiment is designed. Then you have to know the basic techniques in science that are used in science experiments. Well, we are in different fields of science, but I have a feeling that there are techniques that you can't miss out. And these are the techniques that I think that are really, really important. Of course, there are other techniques that are really important in your field and important in other fields, or that can be used or applied in other fields. But for now, I think these are really important. Number 1, you understand. You try as much as you can to know how to do a PCR. Just to know. The general one, the PCR, the quantitative PCR, real-time PCR, and everything that's related to PCR. So try to understand how to do a PCR experiment. You will need that knowledge. I don't know where, but I have a feeling that you will. Next thing, Before you leave your undergraduate, before you think that you're going to do your master's degree, understand about Western blotting and Southern blotting. These are really, really important. I can't emphasize this enough, but this is really, really important. Understand it. Just try to understand it. The third technique is about knocking down a gene. Learn about RNA interference. I don't know how you can take this, but I have a feeling that this technique is really important. How you can understand if this gene is really important or not, then you just have to know by knocking it out or knocking it down. The next technique you shouldn't miss out is RNA sequencing. You have to know about the expression levels of mRNAs of that specific protein. So I don't know how I can emphasize this, but these are the techniques that are really, really important. Of course, you're going to need much, much more. It doesn't matter whether you're dealing with mice, plants, monkeys, C. elegans. It doesn't matter. These techniques are really important because they are applied to all these science experiments. So you really have to have an understanding, even if it's basic. Have that understanding. Because even in the interviews, they are going to ask you, how can you knock out a gene? How can you knock in a gene? How can you knock a gene down, They're going to ask you these things. So don't just prepare for the interview, but have the idea or have the knowledge of those techniques in your mind. Then the last, but not the least, is understand about a technique that was developed by a lady. Oh my, that's CRISPR-Cas9, CRISPR-Cas, Learn about CRISPR. CRISPR is very, very important, and it's very, very easy. I say this happily because it was developed by a lady, so I feel so happy because I'm a lady. Anyways, here is a challenge for you. What if you don't have the chance to study those experiments? The thing is that you have so many people who are doing science in your department, and I have a feeling that most universities not only have undergraduate, but they also have the postgraduate levels. So try to get friends that are in postgraduate that can teach you these things. Or before you even go to those people, try to look for your lab mates. Your lab mates might have done these experiments before. So ask them. Try to ask your professors. If they are so busy, well, professors can be really, really busy. So try to look for people who can teach you these techniques. Just try as much as you can. I don't know how much I can emphasize this. But please, 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 please look for your friends, look for your classmates, look for people who can teach you or who can try to guide you on how to conduct the experiments using the techniques I've mentioned. Just do that. Yeah. And when you learn about these experiments, there are two things I request you to keep in mind. First, understand the importance of each technique. Understand why you're doing that technique. Understand why you're performing that experiment. Next, try to understand the importance of each step in your experiment. If you are adding this protein, what does it do? If you're adding this enzyme, what does it do? If you're handling these cells at this pH, what's the importance of that? If you are putting the cells at 5% CO2, what's the importance of that? So try to understand the importance of each step or each reagent you add in your experiment, because you will learn much, much more, and actually you will learn more about the reasons why your experiments failed. Yeah, in case you want to know more about the techniques I've mentioned, or if you have any other things that you want me to talk about, just put them in the comments below. When you ask me, it doesn't mean that I will know the technique, but I'm more than happy to do that because I'm becoming better at looking for things on internet. So that's all. You do those things, learn about those techniques, relax. You'll thank me later. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, and stay safe. We love you. Oh yeah, one thing, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we are actually running a fundraising for our community projects. So if you have any coins you don't need, just find out the link in the description below. You can donate any coin you don't need, but if you can't donate, that's fine. Just subscribe to our channel. We are planning to monetize it. Soon we shall be not conducting any fundraising, so we shall be using the funds from YouTube. Yeah, thank you guys. Bye. Tick.